So recently I was interviewing an incredible family who will be joining us next week here, actually, in this studio. This is our Creekside Discovery Studio. And they had a lot of really informed questions about Acton Academy and about our school in particular. And I could tell that they had done some research that most families that I meet with hadn't done, or they just had more refined, informed questions. So I asked them where they learned about it, and they said that they found a thread on Reddit that had like 65 comments. And so I said, I have not heard of this. Please send it to me. So I thought it would be fun to go through and answer some of the common questions that come up in that thread, and some of the concerns as well. And then I'll just share them with you. So this is going to be super raw. I'm actually going to go to the thread right now and answer some of the questions. So after lots of discussion, one parent says, I'm curious about your experience in terms of post-school outcomes. Will your child still get a regular diploma, one that's accepted by 4-year universities? So simple answer is yes. If you go, now also I need to say I am answering questions about our Acton Academy, Acton Leadership Academy. Now that's not to say that this would vary greatly if you go and look at another Acton Academy, but I can answer only assuredly about us and the model as it's supposed to be from the Acton Academy network. So as it points out in the Reddit thread, if you have a local Acton Academy, no matter what you read online, you need to go meet the owners, you need to tour the school, you need to read the books, you need to do the research, because the model is so non-traditional that unless you are willing to put some time into understanding it, you're likely not going to be satisfied no matter how amazing the school is, because the philosophy is not the same as a traditional philosophy. So if you're going into it expecting that, you are not going to get what you are expecting. And us as owners are working to help parents understand the philosophy, but we're learning the best way to do that as well, because most of us grew up in a traditional environment and are still trying to figure out how to articulate why we've chosen this for our families and why we've chosen to make it our life mission. Okay, so that was kind of a separate answer. So yes, if your child goes to an Acton Leadership Academy, they can graduate with a 4x4 transcript, just like any high school student does, a normal traditional student. So we do badges instead of grades, and a badge indicates a breadth or depth of knowledge and learning in a particular area. So all through school, ages 5 up through graduation, at Acton we earn badges and we work to master the subjects. So when someone needs a high school transcript, we can take those badges and there is proof of all of the work, everything. It's like this massive portfolio that each learner accumulates over their time at Acton, and it's held online in a platform called Journey Tracker, and then that work is translated to a traditional transcript. So my own children, 3 of them have graduated from Acton, and we've had about 20 other graduates in our 7-year time. For us, not one of our heroes has been denied access to the college of their choice, and many of them have come out with scholarships. So a lot of that depends on what their chosen path is, but as long as they follow the program and do the work, they will have a very impressive transcript at the end of their Acton journey. Now, please don't misunderstand. That is not what this journey is about. The proof of it is actually seen beyond the transcript in the professional resume that these high school graduates come out with. And when I say resume, I mean they have worked hundreds of apprenticeship hours with mentors that they sought out and got approved to work with. And so they have professional work time with professional mentors in apprenticeships, and they have those recommendations from the people they've worked with. So they have a transcript, they have a resume of actual work in a field that they are interested in and excited about. In addition to that, they come out, if they complete the full high school NGA program, with a superpower skill, hundreds of hours proven in a superpower skill that is a marketable skill. So for example, one of our heroes right now, he'll graduate this year, he wants to go into the music production business. He has put hundreds of hours into learning from professionals and working with professionals, and into learning the software and the techniques that he needs to know in order to be hired actually right out of high school by a company that needs a sound producer. Now, whether he or not he will do that is up to him, but he has those credentials because he's put hundreds of hours into it. In the same way that we say we're turning learning upside down at Acton, this is a similar concept, because most high school graduates will have an idea that they want to do music production. Maybe they'll do some projects, which is awesome. They'll go to college for music production, and then they'll get a degree, and then they'll go get a job. Well, this graduate should be able to right now prove through work and portfolio work and professional references that he could do the job right now, because he actually has more experience than someone coming right out of college. So please don't misunderstand. We're not saying don't go to college. We're saying find your aim early on, which is the purpose of our high school program, the Next Grade Adventure program. Find your aim, laser focus on it during your high school years to give yourself, one, a great understanding that this actually is what I want to do, and two, that you can do it, that you enjoy doing it, and that you can show an employer you've already done it, you've already been working, you have experience, and you're worth bringing on as an apprentice at the least, and hopefully a paid apprentice, so that you can get real experience on the job, and you've already done it because you've done hundreds of hours of apprenticeships. So our classic example is, if you think you want to be a veterinarian, well, in 9th grade, you go and you get an apprenticeship at a local veterinary clinic. And then you decide, I don't like the smell of dog poop. I don't think I want to be a veterinarian. That was not a very fun experience for my short apprenticeship. So you go back to the drawing board, you learn more about yourself, you try this same structure with many different career paths, and then when you graduate, you've got a clear aim. You know why you're going to college, not necessarily, and where you're going to college, but it's not about where. It's about why you're going and how it fuels your life mission. So, as with most answers here at Acton Academy, it takes some explaining because the mindset is so different. So, to you on Reddit, yes, a child can come out with a regular transcript. And I just want to make one other thing clear. At Acton, because we do badges and mastery, when we translate the badges to a transcript, it is either an A, showing complete work, again, backed up by all of the work this hero has actually done, or it's incomplete. We cannot issue grades because we don't do grades throughout their whole time here. So A, if their badge work, their plan is complete and tracked in the Journey Tracker program, or incomplete. And that can pose a problem for heroes if they don't do their work. So if a child in a traditional school doesn't do their work, they just get a B or a C or a D, and then they I guess then it counts as it is. We don't do that here. It's an A or an incomplete. So, that's just something to note about.